Friends, are you wondering what are the most important things to consider for a Leh Ladakh trip? Well, there are so many moving parts when you plan a Ladakh trip that one straight answer can never suffice. In remote parts of the Himalayas, things can be very different from our day-to-day lives, and hence it is always better not to make any assumptions or take things for granted. In the last two videos, I have already talked about the most common mistakes and the myths of a Ladakh trip. Today in this Express FAQ series on traveling to Ladakh, I am going to talk about 7 most important things that you must consider or keep in mind when planning a Leh Ladakh trip. So let's get started. Jule friends, if you are new to my channel, my name is Dheeraj and I help people in planning memorable trips to the Himalayas. Well, while sharing these pointers to consider in the video, I'll try to be simple and realistic, taking into account thousands of people I communicate every season who goes for a Ladakh trip. I'm sure that there are many more things which one must consider, but for the brevity of this video, I've tried to outline the most important one. So, without any further delay, I'll right away jump into these important considerations, starting with the most important as number 1, acute mountain sickness. Well, I have said so many times, no matter how fit you are in your homeland, you must consider acclimatization as a most crucial factor for a successful trip to Leh Ladakh. Acute mountain sickness or AMS does not matter concerning any age, gender or any fitness level. So understand the principles of acclimatization and try to follow them to minimize the chances of getting hit with AMS, which can ultimately spoil your trip. And if you have not checked one of my previous videos, then you must check it out to understand the most important tips to combat acute mountain sickness. Number 2. Breakdown in the middle of nowhere. On your Leh Ladakh road trip, you will find many sections of the road barren and desolate with no hint of civilization. It is especially true in the Changthang region and almost about 300 kilometers of Manali-Leh highway, where it is difficult to spot settlement or shelter for food and stay. So you must be prepared for any kind of breakdown in the middle of nowhere. You should expect it to happen and you must have a contingency plan in place. For example, puncture repair kits or puncture protection foams, especially for bikers, are life saviors. You must have enough food, drinking fluids or waters, blanket or sleeping bags, and maybe a backup tent in case possible in order to survive for 2-3 days without any help whatsoever. When things go wrong, they do not knock the door, and hence best is that you are always prepared well in advance in such remote regions. Number 3. Lost connection with the world. Well, many parts of Ladakh and almost 3/4 of the Manali-Leh highway does not have any phone connectivity or any means to connect with your family or friends. You must consider that help will not be available just a phone call away, and hence you must plan and prepare yourself to survive for a few days on your own. And best is that you follow the 10 tips about mobile phone connectivity in Ladakh that I have shared in the video over here. Number 4. Flash floods, landslides, snow slides or shooting stones. Well, all of these are the part of day-to-day lives of the Himalayas, including Ladakh and Zanskar Valley. One must always expect to witness hardships or getting stuck for few days due to any of these natural events. These events happen in the Himalayas often enough. Your trip can be delayed, cancelled or extended by any of these events. Hence, whenever you plan for Ladakh trip, you must always plan to keep a day or two as buffer days. Number 5. Drive and ride with caution and care. Well, you must be a very good driver or rider in the plains, but the roads in Ladakh or other parts of Trans-Himalayas are nothing like those roads in the plain. Example, the faster you drive, the sicker the car passengers may feel in the curvy roads up there. The margin of error is minimal and lapse in concentration can cost many lives. Due to loose gravel or ice on the roads, falling while riding is pretty common because people are so used to applying front brakes on the bikes. It does not help at all, as minor injury could end up in pretty ugly state because healthcare is not all next door in Ladakh areas. Sometimes it may even take a day or two to get the required medical attention or help in such cases. Hence, it is essential to ride and drive with much more care and caution always. Number 6. Availability of medical facilities. When traveling in Ladakh, medical help can be more than a day away. It is your best interest not to plan a trip on Ladakh if you are having any kind of pre-existing medical symptoms. Even untreated diarrhea can be fatal in Ladakh. Hence, do not take any health symptoms lightly. You may be used to neglect it in your hometown where the pharmacist or a doctor lives next door in most lanes in your city. However, it is not true when you travel to the remote corners of the Trans-Himalayas, including places like Ladakh or Zanskar Valley. I always recommend carrying a basic medical kit with you and a consultation with your doctor before your Ladakh trip starts. And last but not the least, point number 7, you might end up losing your soul forever in Ladakh. Like I have already said for myself, ever since I went to Ladakh about a decade back, it is the mere mortal body of mine that has returned. My soul has been lost somewhere up in that heavenly place forever. Every day I wish I could go back to the heaven in search of the soul and bring it back. However, I always overlook the fact that some things in this world are still impossible, and bringing back your soul from the heaven is one of them. Well, enough of the personal feelings. The point is that each time you visit Ladakh, you will fall more and more in love with the place, people and culture of Ladakh, no matter how harsh or tough the terrain is to survive. It is nothing but the magic of this place. All my heart always says there is no other place in the world like Ladakh. So friends, these were 7 most important things to consider while planning a trip to Ladakh. In my next video, I'll talk about some of the most important reasons why you should plan your Ladakh trip by air. So stay tuned and I'll see you in my next video. And now in the end, if you found this video helpful, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in case if you need any help or have any questions on your upcoming trip to the Himalayas, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help you out right away. Till then my friends, Jule and please keep our Himalayas clean.